Hi, welcome to this video data, which is on the 7th of July. It's Sunday. Just going to be giving our update outlook for the British pound. Today we're going to be looking at GBP USD, Euro GBP, GBP PLN, and the pound against the commodity currencies. And we'll go to the charts in a moment. Now, in terms of the last few weeks, we've been kind of watching the pound pairs really closely. We've been looking for a big upturn to come in the British pound. It hasn't come yet. Okay, pound has been pretty soft, but we're getting close now, in our view, when you look at the sentiment and also the technical picture, to a really big move up in the pound. And the risk reward on pound longs looks fantastic to us. Yeah, if we get what we want in terms of strength in the pound, we want to put in a really big position long the pound. Just looks so good from a risk reward point of view. Now, in terms of the levels we're watching and the sentiment behind the chart, why we think a turn is near, I'm going to go and look at the charts right now. But please do keep in mind when I'm giving my view, it is my view as of this moment in time. It can change in line with the market conditions. If you want all our trading techniques, our daily technical and sentiment analysis of 14 Forex pairs for a limited period, you can get live access to our member centre on the link beneath this video. Right, what we're going to do first of all is take a look at GBP USD. Just on the GBP USD weekly chart, just very quickly before we go to the daily chart, because on the weekly chart we can see a key level of support. I could have taken this chart a little bit more to the left. You could probably see the support a bit better, but it's 125, briefly below it there, then above and off to the upside, down to test, bounce, down through, then back up, down to test there, back up, down to test. Now, basically the pound has moved down for a couple of reasons this week to test the key level of support again. And those reasons, when we look at them, I think point to the pound rallying back hard off this level. On a close basis, this level for us, very significant. I'm going to go through our entry, our stop, and also where we think the pound could be going. On the daily chart, we'll obviously look at the sentiment behind the chart as well. So let's go and take a look. Right, we're on the GBP USD daily chart, and just noted earlier on that the 125 level, very significant. You had a test there, obviously. Test here comes slightly through the number and bounces back, although we're still red on the week, on the day, sorry, and obviously red on the week as well. What pushed the pound down? Well, obviously Friday USD was pretty firm across the board on non-farm payroll, so that's a contributing factor. But I think the real two key points in pushing the pound lower this week are the ones I've listed out here. I just want to go through them very quickly before I draw my levels. Now, in terms of point number one, the IHS Market Services Purchasing Managers Index for the UK fell to 50.2, okay, in June. From 51 in May. The market was looking for 51. Okay, so it was below forecast. Now, the market then immediately starts talking about a rate cut coming in the UK. There's no rate cut coming in the UK at all. The reason, in our view, is the Bank of England have already made it clear that Britain's economy probably flatlined in the second quarter after strong growth early in the year when companies were rushing to get ready for the original March the 29th Brexit date. So they're expecting softer data. They've already said that, inflation is too high. They want to raise rates at some point. They're holding back at the minute, obviously, because of Brexit, but they're not going to be cutting rates. They're more likely to raise them to prevent the pound falling further. Because if the pound falls further, you're going to get inflation moving up. They don't want that. There's no rate cut coming. I think the market totally overreacted to this data and haven't taken into account what the Bank of England had previously said. Okay, so an overreaction. Also an overreaction to Ursula von der Leyen's appointment to replace Jean-Claude Juncker. Markets seeing that is increasing the chances of a hard Brexit, i.e. there'll be no renegotiation of the deal from the EU side. But if you actually look at what she said, yes, she is a hardline European, so to speak, okay? she's already said that the UK vote should be respected, and numerous other points that she's made that a sensible deal should be done. I posted quite a long post on that in the Facebook group, which you can go and look up. She is not increasing the chances of a hard Brexit. She's actually a good choice to prevent a hard Brexit. And I put this quote in, which I think is right. To renegotiate Britain's place in the European Union, there's been a quiet confidence in British politics that the Germans would moderate more stringent EU positions, such as Macron in France, for example. You've got to keep in mind that Ursula von der Leyen, she's a Merkel girl, isn't she? Merkel doesn't want a hard Brexit. Germany doesn't, because the impact on Germany is huge. And you just look at what happened to their industrial production last week. It literally collapsed. The last thing they want is a hard Brexit deal. So it hasn't increased the chances at all, in our view, and probably makes the chances of a hard Brexit even less likely. And the probability is still pretty low. Okay, we've got, everyone expects Boris to win, or Boris Johnson, and he's hardline Brexit. But that's been around for a while. I personally think we get a general election come into play. I just don't see any big selling next week. Of course, there could be, but if there isn't, I'll be very alert for the pound to go up. Now, in terms of levels, we know 125 from the weekly chart is a firm level. Okay, and I'm taking the view that this candle here, most of the red is due to the stronger non-farm payroll. These 2 points I've noted, I just don't see big selling next week. Like I said, I could be wrong. Okay, but I'm going to go for a very aggressive GBP entry, which I'll put in the member center, which is right through there. So basically, I'm just looking for a kind of higher opening above the close. So I've got 125.30 just away from the round number. Okay, and then see if she runs. Now, you could be more conservative. I mean, you could come through the daily candle, for example, wait for 126, the next round number, to give way for a little bit of extra confirmation, but I'm going early. I've got my stop back behind 124, which you can see in the member center. It's not only going to have to get through 125, it's going to have to get through the next round number. I just don't see that happening. Of course it could, but I just like the risk to reward on coming early. Okay, I'll probably add if we get strength, but I'll update via the member center. Where do I think we could go to? We should go up towards the 128 level. Yeah, I think that's easily on the cards. Okay, really though, I'm looking for all of this decline to be retraced. So up to 130, 180. You got 130 in between as well. This is a trade. You want to play it as it goes. So if we do get strength, we just manage it. Okay. Now we have had a go off the 125 level on our previous trade, and we got it, and then we got stopped out, I think, for a 30 pip profit. Nothing. But we managed the trade. We did come in off the number, and then we came out as we dip back down. Now we're going to have another go. From my perspective, I just like the risk to reward on the trade. And I'm not sure if I said it. If we do start getting through 126, I'm not going to leave my stop back behind 124. I'll probably bring it up to 125.60, something like that. The risk to reward on the trade is really good, in my view. If we get to the target, I put 128 in, but just don't see that holding. Actually, I think 130 on the cards, and then the 130, 180 level. So pretty bullish of the pound for a turn. And like I said, you can come in early, manage the trade. You can always get out like we did on the first trade. Okay. Now, in terms of the USD, I view it as a firm currency after non-farm payroll. I still think the pound is going to rally, but I think the pound has probably got more upside potential in the crosses, which we're going to go and look at now. And we're going to go and look at, first of all, let's look at Euro GBP. Right, for the rest of the charts, I'm just going to use the ones from our member center. This is obviously Euro GBP. Now I'm looking at a few pairs, and in terms of which is the best, what I'm going to do, and I'll go through it at the end of this video is I'm just splitting my allocation. Okay, so basically treating it all as one trade. I think the pound is going to be going up. Not sure which we're going to go up the quickest on. I'm going to give my views, like I said, at the end when I've done all the charts. Just split the trade up. I won't get the best, I won't get the worst by doing a little spread of GBP pairs. It's treated as one trade though in terms of our risk. Now, in terms of the euro, nice big push up here, you can see it. Then we dip down. Notice the 20-day moving average holds. We go up, come back, the 20-day moving average holds, and in 3 tiny little candles. And if you look at the candles here, you can see the volatility is dropping. We're struggling to get higher. The Bollinger Bands, you can see the volatility is dropping because they're getting narrower. And I think, the uptrend is getting exhausted. I put exhausting there, sorry, but getting exhausted. And we're already in 89.60, and we're trading there on Friday, roughly that level, 89.56. I want to add, if we break this 20-day moving average, it's held here, it's held here, volatility is dropping, we come through this level, I will basically increase our size. And I'm looking for 87 at least, and then possibly a move down to chart lows, because the pound is so oversold. And on the other side, the Eurozone fundamentals are not looking good. And pointing out German industrial production earlier on, terrible. Just the data out of the Eurozone, not good. Pound, just so oversold. Left my stop back behind this level. You can see it, 91.30. I just do not see that stop getting taken. If we come through here, I'll bring it down behind the 90 level. But I'm looking for a big move down in this one. Now let's just go and look at some other pairs. I just need to get my menu back to do that. Where are we? Okay, let's make the charts a bit bigger. And GBP AUD. Now I did actually have a long trade in this pair. We're coming up here, and I said at the time we had 100 pips open profit, and I was prepared to give it back and let my stop get hit because I was holding for the bigger move. So we ended up losing 70 pips and our open profit. But then this tumble here, it's just so overdone. Major level of support. Okay, you probably can't see it easily, but 3 candle tail pokes through the level, but can't close below it. And then on Friday we come back up with a reasonable blue above the open here and above the close, finish near the highs. Already gone long, 179.30, not too much change, 179.44. I think strength next week will be going up. Got the stop back behind that round number, okay, 178. So you're going to have to take out major support, 3 tails, and basically get through another round number. I just don't see that happening, okay? Of course it could. But Australia, fundamentals aren't particularly good in Australia at all. I've mentioned that in previous videos. Take Brexit out of the equation, UK economy way stronger. Of course, you can't take Brexit out of the equation, but when you get an exaggerated sell-off like this, it's just worth it to go long. In terms of the way we're reading the sentiment, I think 184 is easily on the cards, possibly a move back up to 188. So I really like the look of this pair. GBP PLN. If you are looking at the euro to go down on the British pound, euro proxies will go down quicker. Polish zloty, really great move down, isn't it? Wish I'd have sold it actually. But here, volatility is relatively low. You're holding support, okay? Just through this double trend line and above this 20, and we will go long and look for follow through, okay? And I'm giving it a bit of room, but the risk reward is so good, and I can always add to my position. So I'm not too concerned. Well, I don't want to get stopped out, of course, but if we were, it's not going to be a big loss. sure regular viewers know this. I like to be aggressive with entries. Then I can add. Okay, it will be an aggressive entry, but yeah, euro goes down, PLN will go down quicker. So I just like the look of this chart. Also, the PLN, it's an emerging market currency, and I think we could get a little bit of risk-off nervousness, which will help push the British pound up. And same applies to the AUD as well. AUD is a risk currency. So I like the look of this one. Let's have a look at another pair. Just get my menu back. Sorry, I've gone to the wrong page. Here we go. Let's find it. Just refresh to get my chart. Of course, it sends me back. Where are we? Okay, here's GBP NZD. Just make my chart a bit bigger. Sorry, I keep losing my chart. GBP NZD gone long already. 187.65. This one's doing okay actually. It's up at 188.94. So a little bit of profit. And again, I like it. It's just bounced off a major level of support. Also, this outer Bollinger Band, it came outside, came back within, which is always a good sign for us to go long. And now we're pushing up. She pushes up on Monday through the high. I personally think she'll be off to the upside. Very similar view in this one as in GBP AUD. Stop is pretty wide at the moment. I'm going to bring that up on Monday. Tight behind the support level that you see, the major support level. So yeah, I really like the look of the pound long. There's one other one, GBP CAD. I'm going to do that as a separate video. That's actually been the strongest of the commodity currencies, and I think the rebound on that one could be pretty big. But GBP CAD's still pretty soft. Do a video on that tomorrow and put it in the member centre. But in terms of allocation, going 0.5% on GBP USD, going 0.5% on Euro GBP, 0.5% on Euro PLN, and then 1% each on GBP AUD NZD. Now, I'm doing it in 2 trades to go to that full risk exposure. So it's only half on the first trade, and then the other half will be added in. I'll just do that as I see the market action unfold. But what I like about the pound is no friends, pretty unloved. Price action to me is looking okay. The sentiment as I see it, is it going to get any worse for the British pound next week? Well, it might. But personally, yeah, I'm pretty bullish of a turn. And yeah, like I said, in terms of getting stopped down, yeah, risk relatively small, reward relatively healthy or very good in my view. I just like this. Well, everyone knows I like going for turning points, and yeah, we'll see on the British pound next week. But pretty optimistic that we're going to see a decent move to the upside. Right, that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching me as usual. Take care. Have a good day.